This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. There's a big push in the Republican Party right now. I mean, right now, but it maybe always has been, about manhood, about masculinity, and really trying to drive home that their version, their narrow interpretation of what it is to be a man, should be heralded across the country. And it's always, types like non-traditionally masculine types like Ted Cruz and Jordan Peterson and Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro and Josh Hawley, who are pushing this narrative, writing books about manhood, in this case, Josh Hawley, who'd have you believe that he is some kind of a room-to-room, house-to-house urban warrior, a combat veteran, a steely-eyed warrior, when he's nothing of the sort. He is far from a traditionally masculine man. It's not a judgment. It's not a bad thing. It's just what it is. Going so far, as I mentioned, to write a book about it. He has an opponent named Kunce running against him for the Senate seat in Missouri. Someone who is, in fact, a traditionally masculine character. Someone that the Republican Party would love to hold up as a candidate running for office. A combat veteran, a former Marine brother of mine. And he released an ad. I like covering some of these political ads because they oftentimes really highlight, they hone in on the thing that really does need to be focused on. And this is what happened in this case. It's voiced by Jon Hamm, the actor, the star of Mad Men, who's also from Missouri. So it hits home. It's a 60-second ad. I'm going to play it. We'll talk about it on the other side.
Manhood. You'd hope that means courage. Courage isn't something you can give speeches or write a book about. It's not sitting on the sidelines while others sacrifice, or denying help to those who did. It isn't putting people down or trying to control them, or using your own power for profit or ambition. In Missouri, you can't fake courage. We're the show-me state. Courage is something you have to show us. It shows in the working class people that pitch in to help the family next door bankrupted by medical bills. It shows in the Marine who signed up to honor and serve the community that took care of him. It shows when a Missourian stands up to the powerful, when he fights to rebuild his state, to empower people, to secure our future. If you want to be told about manhood, some guy wrote a book about it. But if you want someone to show you courage, send Kunce to the Senate.
If you want to be told about manhood, some guy wrote a book about it. Luckily, I'm not someone who needs to read a book about manhood. I don't know who does. I'm sure there's some people out there who may feel insecure or that there's some gaps lacking in their understanding of what it means or what it should mean to be a man. Kunce should be elected over Josh Hawley in this election. Someone with a proven track record for, one, empathy, sympathy, compassion, leadership, and who's not an insurrectionist against the United States of America, who didn't pump his fist in solidarity just prior to the violence in the outbreak, in the attempted overthrow of the United States government, by way of overturning a free and fair, settled American election. Kunce stands for democracy and democratic principles, while Josh Hawley is all talk. Josh Hawley is an advocate for anti-democratic, unconstitutional, extra-constitutional reinserting of Donald Trump as president of the United States, even though he lost his election by over 7 million votes. A lot of people say stuff like, I hear this even from Democrats, that we should just write Florida off. We should write Texas off. Who cares what happens? They get what they deserve. And they say this with an ignorant attitude about leaving the millions of Democrats and decent human beings who maybe don't even vote, leaving them in the lurch. Missouri is one of these states, damn near 50-50. This is a winnable election, puts the Senate back in control, or in a stronger version of control, in the Democratic hands. Lucas Kunce, if you have a few extra dollars to throw his way in a campaign contribution, I would encourage you to do so. This election cycle is the most significant since 2016, since 2020. The Republican Party today, this new pernicious version, even more pernicious than it was during the Reagan Republican era, it needs to be routed out, sent packing. Anyway, I appreciate you. I'd love to know what you think about this, especially if you live in Missouri, especially if you live in the Show Me State. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at Dollemore.com. This year, I am on a push, this last half of the year, in a push to try to get to 500,000 subscribers. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. If you want to help support my work and produce my work, click the join button below. Click the super thanks button below. Go over to patreon.com/I Doubt It podcast. Those are great ways to help support what I'm doing here. Follow me on social media. I'd love to see you there. And I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.